Chris with Right to Bear Arms. Today we're going to do a quick video discussing some shotguns and stuff, because one of the common questions I get in my shop is what's a good gun for home defense. Occasionally, I'm not a big shotgun shooter myself. I'm just getting acquainted with them actually, so I can't tell you the difference between trap and skeet guns and all that stuff, but for home defense it's pretty simple. So we're going to do a quick basic coverage of your different types of shotguns and some stuff that we recommend for keeping in the house to be able to protect yourself with. Today, with all the craziness going on in the world and different stuff coming up in the news and the media and people chewing off faces even, we just wanted to give you a quick brief discussion on some stuff that you could do to protect yourself in your own home. Your first simplest thing that you got is your basic, Mossberg 500 is a real common practical shotgun with a pistol grip that a lot of people happen to run into. I think personally, in my opinion, I wouldn't run a pistol grip shotgun all the time just because they're not real practical to shoot from a pistol. It's nice to have a short stock. A short barrel is great for in the house because you can clear corners and things with it. And in the event that you need to use the gun in a hurry, it comes up fast. But I like the option to be able to put something to my shoulder. But commonly, a lot of things we're asked for is a pistol grip pump. This is your standard pump style shotgun. Buy a pump. You're going to load all your rounds into a tube below the gun. That's the extra, looks like another barrel underneath. Some people confuse it. It's actually where all the rounds are being held. You would take your 12 gauge shell on this particular gun, because it's a 12 gauge. You would load them all in, as many as it holds. This one actually holds 5. Once you want to chamber around, you just simply pump the gun. That's why they're pump shotgun. Every time you pull the trigger and send a round out of the gun, you're going to pump it again to load another shell. This is a popular kind of cool Mossberg 500 that's been remixed and changed up a little bit. This is what they call their chainsaw. This one just gets a lot of reactions, and it's just, it's got the VA, the badass factor, basically. It's a pistol grip again. It's got a sling mount on the side over here. It's called a chainsaw for obvious reasons. It's set up just like you would hold a chainsaw. So you would just be able to activate this gun, just run it, pumping it like you're pumping another shotgun, but you're holding it at the top. Some other cool features it has is a white dot front sight for quick target acquisition, as well as a muzzle brake that happens to have the ridges on the end. There's a lot of uses for these ridges. Some people use them for door breaching, which is actually what they're originally designed for. They also work great for breaking glass. If you need to get through a scene of glass or something's going on, you need to break a window for some reason, they're awesome for that. They also work as what cops call a DNA ring. If you're in a situation for some reason and you have to defend yourself, and maybe the guy got away, if you stab somebody with the end of this, which I'm not recommending you go home and try, you're going to have his DNA captured on the end of that muzzle. Some other types of shotguns are simply stuff like, everybody's heard of an over and under. When you have an over and under, it means exactly what it sounds like. It is two barrels, one on top of the other. They come in every caliber available from 12 to 28 to 12, 28, 20, 410. They're really popular for hunting. Some people like them for home defense as well. You can get them shorter or longer. And again, it's self-explanatory. It's an over-under shotgun. It means one barrel's on top of the other. They do not fire both barrels at the same time, unless you've seen some of these. They'll have two triggers. You can actually pull both triggers at once. I wouldn't recommend it. You'll probably tear your shoulder off. It's not very comfortable. Aside from an over and under, you've got a more commonly referred to shotgun that a lot of people like for home defense. I'm not a big fan of having only 2 rounds, but again, really popular is a side-by-side. Again, just like the over and under, it's self-explanatory. The 2 barrels are side-by-side. Now these only hold 2 rounds. Now you can reload fairly quickly if you have shells in your hand by just opening the barrel, 2 shells spit out, drop 2 shells in, close it up, and get back into the fight. And this is a good example, Joe, if you can zoom in, of a double barrel or a double trigger shotgun as well. This one, wouldn't recommend again, but if you wanted to, you could pull both triggers at once, sending both barrels at the same time, and just about knock your shoulder out of place. And then your next often commonly seen thing from a lot of kids' point of views that come in about every variety of caliber is a single barrel. Again, self-explanatory. This is a 20 gauge trooper model. You have a button on the side that activates it, flicks it open, spits a shell out, throw a shell back in, close it up. These are great for trucks, jeeps, boats, even home defense. You only got one shot, but the thing's just simply operated and it's easy to use. The big advantage to a shotgun, like most people know, is there's not a lot of aiming involved. Unlike a traditional bullet out of a regular gun that's just one piece of lead coming at you, if you're using shot and shotgun shells, double-aught buck, bird shot, any of those things, you get a large spray, a big pattern of pellets coming out of the end of these things. Especially the shorter the barrel, the larger the spray. So what you're going to get is, if you get into a confrontation in your home, instead of you having to be real steady and aim and know exactly where to point the tip of that barrel with a handgun, these things you just got to kind of bring up, chamber around, fire it down the hallway, and if somebody's standing in the hallway, as long as you aim center chest, you're going to hit them. A common mistake too is a lot of people think that they've got to have a 12 gauge in the house. It's not true. I saw a lot of short barrel shotguns in 20 gauges and even 410s. Any of that stuff's going to give you the power and the penetration that you need to knock somebody down. And the most common thing we're all familiar with, again, is that sound. That is very intimidating in the middle of the night. Somebody comes in your house. There's no mistaking that. They know that at that point, if they come in contact with you, that they're going to have a confrontation on their hands, and they're looking down the barrel of a shotgun. Again, Chris, Right to Bear Arms, just a quick rundown of your different types of shotguns. I promise this every week, but we're going to really try to get out. I called today to try to get to the property and see if we can't blow something up soon, or have a little fun on the range and do some more shooting and get out some of the other toys. Please, guys, send me more questions, more comments, more views, see what we need. Anything you want to review or want to know about, we're happy to show you.